Hello everyone, welcome back. I've brought in this sabina juniper. As you can see, let's give you a little look at it. It's kind of drawn on the side of this rock. So the story with this tree, I bought this a few years back and it was a raft tree. So if you imagine it was flat that way, all the way down. This was the actual raft of it, this part here. It has a lot of dead wood on it, and it had a lot more of it. It was very big, and the problem with it was the other bits on it had dead wood going all the way out the end of the branches in a lot of places, and one was growing this direction, the other one was growing this direction, there was one growing this direction, and you couldn't really bend it because of the dead wood in it. So it was just very messy, and it was either a matter of cutting away 80-90% of the foliage and keeping it all as dead wood, because it just doesn't look right with all the branches crossing and everything. Like, I think in a raft you want it kind of all growing in the same kind of direction. So I chopped it up into sections rather than dead wooding it all and losing most of the tree. I decided to chop it into sections, so I did that and I planted it all in different sections. So I got like three or four trees out of it. One didn't survive, didn't have enough root on it, I would say. This one was one that did. Now I have had it growing. I had it growing for a couple of years flat, as like I said, it was kind of like that. Imagine flat like that, and it just I never really liked it. I didn't like the way it was at the top, so I always envisioned putting it on the side of a kind of a mountain or something, like a cliff, and making it more of a like a cliff edge tree, and instead of having all these branches which were kind of dome shaped that way, if you can imagine it straight up flat, it just didn't look great. So I bought a pot off a Chinese guy years ago when I was first starting, and he had this rock that he had a tree that growing on it, but the tree had died. So I told him I like the look of the rock and all that, so he gave it to me. It was from China. I don't know, I've seen it before in places, this kind of stone. So he gave me the rock. So I've had it for quite a few years. It has kind of two peaks on it, but it was kind of a bit flat in the middle and stuff. So I split the rock in half and I opened it apart, and then so I could plant this tree in it. So all the roots are, if you imagine there's a gully between the two rocks, and all the roots are in there going down into the pot, so that, because the roots were kind of, if you'd imagine, because this was flat, the roots were coming out all along here underneath, so it was hard for me to get the roots from here if I was to plant it on the side down into the pot. So like that, I split it, filled all that with soil in there, and then I planted to the side of this. I tied the two rocks together then with some wire here holding this one, and then I tied the tree in, tied in with this heavy rope, and this one just to keep it from moving at all, so it's rock solid into the rock. So now I have it, it's going good in there. So my next job is to give it a bit of a styling. Now I might just do the main branches first and then see how we get on from there. We'll see. So I've already wired all the tree. I just put all the wire on it there rather than pausing the video and just spending half an hour wiring it all. I've already put most of the wire on. There's a couple of branches here without wiring them, but we'll see. If I need to wire them, I will. So now all I need to do is to try and just come up with a bit of a styling for it. It's kind of hard because I have this branch here which is crossing over the front of the trunk, but it is a nice branch and there's a lot of foliage on it. And then I have this one up here. I don't know whether to have this as the front with all this dead wood on it, or whether to have this the front and you get the kind of nice movement of the tree. So what I'm going to try and do, you can see I've got some roots, heavy roots coming round, and it's kind of growing up and over the rock. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is try and style it as best I can for now, and we will see then afterwards. It might end up that one day I cut that side off, or I cut this side off, or we can maybe make something out of it. We'll have to see. So yeah, so we'll get started on that and we'll see how we go. See what we can we make this look a little bit better than it was. So this branch is automatically coming down, so we will start with this one as our bottom branch. That wire on that one, I put that on because I want to lock that one, but that wire on this one isn't heavy enough, so I'll put another one on that. So this branch here, yeah, I want to have this. Like this is my bottom branch anyway. And there's another couple of branches here I need to wire a bit on. Have a look. No. This branch here. Let me bring this one over this direction. Back here, or the front, depending on what way we do it. Again, there's another branch there. I'm just going to wire that a bit. This wire goes through this. Actually, I'll use a lighter piece. So I've had this tree for quite a while. It was one I got years ago as a pre-bonsai, and like I said, when I got it, it's never really been great. It had a lot of character, a lot of dead wood and stuff like that, but it just didn't appeal to me the way it was. And then when I divide it up, the others are okay. This is probably the biggest piece. Pieces are great, but like that, I just didn't like this one the way it was, kind of growing flat. It just didn't look natural at all. Like you wouldn't really kind of see a tree with the way it was growing. So I've always decided I'd one day turn it and put it onto a rock or something. I've wired this, and I'm hoping that I've set the branches, I've wired it in the direction I want to be moving the branches, and I have to put another piece on this as well. It's kind of always handy to have a bit of an idea before you wire a tree, and then you know you're going to be wiring it in the right direction. But I don't really have a plan with this. I'm going to have to basically figure out how to go along and figure out what way I want to do it. Like I say, I'm kind of wiring every branch at the moment, but in the long run, some of these branches may end up just being taken off. But for now, I think we'll keep them all. Well, that's the plan anyway. is one of these trees that will probably be tweaking quite a lot as I'm looking at it through the years. Branch off there. So what I'm hoping to do, or planning on doing, is kind of making the tree look like I could use this as the front or this as the front. And that way then, eventually, we can come up with a final plan. Second, just put a bit of movement into this one here. Apologise now if you can't really see much. Just trying to get some sort of arrangement with these branches. Locking off onto that branch. When I get trees like this, sometimes it takes quite a while. Probably said this on a few of my videos. I've got quite a few trees that I've had and they're just kind of not being right. So I've just been patient and waited until I've come up with a plan. And then once you get the plan, you just gotta run with it. sure, but you just gotta do the best you can with them and make it look as nice as you can, so it's not annoying you looking at it every time you pass it. And like that, even when it's wired now, I will keep looking at it, and then you might decide, I think that branch would be better over here, or might be better not having that branch, or things like that. And that's how you can keep progressing it and building the tree around it as good as you can. Just cracked a tiny bit there, bending it in the right place. Okay. Should be alright there. It's only a tiny crack on there. Now I'm not too worried too much about the apex, because that will grow in faster than the rest of the tree. So one of these branches will become the apex eventually. This is just basically to get the tree so the branches are more horizontal rather than flat like that, the way they were. It's going to need a lot of work yet. This branch we might want to bring out more. Maybe it's too close in. This branch up here is far out too, I think. Bring that one back a bit. Like that. That's all part and parcel of keep twiddling with it till you get it the way you want it. Again, I'm not too sure which I want as the front. So what I'm going to do is I will probably leave it now just to recover a bit, and then in a future video I'll come in and just tidy it off a bit. Do a little bit of pruning and stuff. I don't want to start going too apeshit with it now. When I've just done all this initial styling. This one here. You see, just some of these have no wire on them. Sure if we even need this branch here, to be honest. Leave it for now. Like that, you don't know. You might lose a branch or two here and there after this. And then you might use the ones that you thought you wouldn't be using. So for its first time especially, you want to try and keep what I do anyway. I'm trying to keep as many branches as I can to start. Even these, they need thinning out. We'll probably get rid of one of these. I'll just take that one off just to give a bit of a gap there. And the same with this bottom one, it's very heavy. So a few too many branches here. So what I'll do is I'll just stagger them a bit and clean out the insides. Some, because of the way it was growing before, some of these tips and things are facing in the wrong direction, down flat, but eventually we'll start growing in the right direction. And then we'll go in, like I said, and give it a good pruning and a good sorting out of which branches we want to keep. But I think for now, for its first styling, that might be okay. That might do us. Like I said, when it's on your bench and you can walk around and look at it, you might decide you need to just tweak this one or tweak this one, or maybe bring this out or in. You know, you just keep working on it. One thing I will do is maybe give this wood a bit of lime sulphur just so it's treated for the winter. So we'll get the lime sulphur. Just find that. Okay, so I've got my lime sulphur now. So we'll just give that a quick going over. There's a lot of moss on the rock too, where I filled in the gaps where the soil was, where the wires is, hiding the tree, so a lot of that will come off when the tree is established and stuff, to show more of the rock. But for now, I want to keep it so it's keeping it nice and moist inside, keep all the soil locked in. Now this probably won't go white until tomorrow. Gets a bit of sun in that. So what I'll do is I'll give you an update on it in a later video. We'll have a look at it. When the lime sulphur's gone to white, help to kind of distinguish the tree a little bit better. I think in the summer I might clean off the bark on this one and get it nice and red looking. I think the stone and all the moss and all the white deadwood with the red bark should look quite nice. Like I said, we've still got a lot of work to do with the foliage. This is just the initial styling, just to get the branches, the main branches, in roughly the right position so that the foliage can grow the right way rather than some of it was upside down and everything. I'm making out where they did one on this piece is, where the bark, so we'll leave that for now until we get it all done properly. There's a couple of bits inside there, but we'll leave them. Okay, so I think that's about it. We're good to go. And again, like I said, we will decide once it's kind of got its styling properly and we're happy with it, we'll give it a pruning, then maybe we'll pick a front, whether it would be this side. Let me know in the comments which side you think would be better. Am I better to have this side with a little bit of dead wood sticking out, or does it look better from this side with all the dead wood on that side? And again, you got to take into consider the rock as well. This one, it has kind of a bit more character on it on this side, but the wire's going through there, so I've just covered that with moss. This side's kind of more flatter, and this side you can't really see the other side. That's what was making me lean towards this way. So there's pluses and minuses with each side. The only minus with this one is the branch. It's coming out and cutting across the trunk, which isn't great. But we'll see. That seems alright. So we'll put it back on the bench, and like I said, I'll just keep tweaking it, keep giving it a little trim here and there where I think it needs it. We'll get an apex built up here, and we'll try and do a little bit more styling then, and on our next visit to it we'll get it a bit more compact. But like I said, the foliage is all twisted because of the way it was planted before, and because I've changed the angle now. So I just wanted to settle now and get the foliage all growing in the right direction, and then we'll give it a prune. Okay, so as always guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, don't forget to leave a comment and let me know what you think about which side. As always, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one.